this race is to keep us, and when I say us, I'm not talking about Republicans, I'm not talking about Tea Party patriots, I'm talking about conservatives. To keep us from losing this supermajority and this trifecta that we have in our state right now. Here are some differences between the two of us that you need to know about and why this is a critical period. Why we couldn't wait 4 more years and hope that Tim Griffin would run. This is why we had to step up now and do something now. Spending. Government spending. Republican Party is supposed to be the party about limited government, all right? Because when government grows, liberty shrinks. What is the key indicator on whether or not your legislative leaders, your governor, is growing government or shrinking government? Anybody know what the key indicator is? Part of it, yes, but the main key indicator is government spending. How much is your government spending? Because guess what? Guess who's paying that bill? Us. So I want you to listen to these numbers. These are the numbers. This is the record of our current governor under Republican leadership with a Republican trifecta. So we can't blame this on Democrats, folks. We cannot blame it on them. This is our fault. Asa Hutchinson's first year as governor, he increased government spending by $133 million. His second year in government, in the governor's seat, he increased government spending by $140 million. His third year, he increased government spending by $160 million. And this year, I'm sure you saw it in the newspapers, his budget proposal was to increase government spending by $172 million. That is a cumulative increase of over $600 million in increased spending since Republicans took control. And that is under his leadership, and that's where the buck stops. That is unacceptable in Republican leadership. Taxes. When I'm going across the state, what I keep hearing from people is, I'm dying under tax burden. I'm dying. Do you know that by income, Arkansans are among the most poor in America? By income, we are among the most poor in America, and yet we are, in Arkansas, among the most heavily taxed. Our state government is using every taxing tool legally allowed on the backs of our people. With a Republican trifecta, we've had 4 years to have made significant strides in reducing the tax burden off the backs of his people. We have not done that. We have not done that. Now the governor will tell you in campaign mode, I love his campaign mode, so carefully crafted language and creative manipulation of numbers. He will tell you that he has cut taxes by over $100 million. One tax cut, the military retirement tax. But what he doesn't tell you, he doesn't finish the sentence. While he cut that tax, which I'm all for that, let's help our veterans. I'm always for helping our veterans. But I resent the fact that attached to that was a whole list of tax increases. To me, that is exploiting the good things our veterans have done to get a tax increase passed. Multiple tax increases. We now have, while we had that tax decrease, that tax cut, on the other side of that pie, we have a digital downloads tax. We have a double tax now on new tires. We have a new tax on remounted tires. Now when you remount a tire, you have to pay that tax. Folks, who does that hurt? Who's out there remounting tires? The poor people. How? That is immoral. That is more than a fiscal issue with me. That is a moral issue with me. So, we have a soda tax now. We have a candy tax. You talk to convenience store owners, they'll tell you this is a regulatory burden as well as a tax burden that is extremely excessive. One convenience store owner told me he owns a chain of stores in Louisiana and Arkansas, and you know what he said? I interviewed him on my Facebook page live. We did a video with him, and he said, Jan, he said, I want you to look at my candy aisle. I have to go down this aisle and turn over the back of every type of candy and look at the ingredients. And if it has this, and this ingredient in it, it has to be taxed at one rate. If it has this, this, and this in it, it has to be taxed at a different rate. And he said, of course, our state government didn't give us a list of candy so it would make it easier. No. And he said, nobody told us what to do about those big packages that contain some of those and some of those. He said I have to pay employees more money because they have to stay on top of that. And he said, my accountant said, this is going to cost you more. This is an accounting nightmare. Now, folks, this is not the thing. This is not the sort of thing that should happen. This kind of excessive government overreach happened under Republican control. See, these kinds of things are going to cost us. When we are standing on that debate stage and the Democrats on the other side, they are going to nail us on increasing taxes. That is why Jan Morgan needs to be standing on that platform instead of Asa Hutchinson, because you know why? You know what I'm going to tell them when they start that? Well, under Republican leadership, you've done all this. Well, you know what? That wasn't Republican leadership. That guy was a Democrat. The reason he's not here on the stage with you is because the people said that's not Republican. I'm Republican. I'm representing the people of the state. And what he did, we're going to be doing the total opposite. We're going to be cutting taxes. We're going to be bringing regulatory relief to our businesses. We're going to bring transparency to our state government so that people can once again trust their government. All that stuff he did, this is a whole new ballgame. The conservative base of this party is going to take control of this party if Jan Morgan is elected.